All right, everybody, welcome out once again to the morning draw, man. This is where we find the draw on liquidity. Right now, you are looking at a daily chart, and we're going to just break this down real simple. We're going to go through what a liquidity could be, what the draw could be for the bullish side, where it could be for the bear side. Right now, this is a daily chart, and the first thing that stands out, like we spoke about in the Sunday situation, is this swing high right here, as well as this green rectangle. This green rectangle is a gap on the weekly as well as a gap on the daily. They both sit in the same spot, and we have this swing high, which is this line right here at what is that, 43.27.50. So that's where I think the higher time frame draw could be. If we come to the upside, we could be looking to get that swing high. And so let's just talk about some of these areas. We could get right back in here. First, we could take out Friday's high, which would be 42.97.75. The next area as we get back up in here would be what's that, 43.27, like we spoke about. Or we could fill this complete gap on the weekly, be 43.74. So those could be some areas. Let's put some little eyeballs right here. This could be, an area we could look to go to for the bullish side. So that could be where we could be looking to go on the bullish side. Price could continue to go. Now let's talk about what could happen on the bearish side. Now if it doesn't just continue to go from right here, what could happen, you see these two lines right here. This is the new week opening gap from last week. We could get down into that area because, as you know, ICT teaches that the new week opening gaps is a draw. That's where price might want to come to reprice itself. That's also where some liquidity is. You can look for it to get inside the new week opening gap, try to pass through it, or sometimes it becomes support. As you see, we came down, made it through, and so you could kind of look for this to become support. And also, if this candle, which is today's candle, gets down to Thursday's high, that would close these two candles, not leaving a gap for today. But we could keep going and leave a gap for today for price to come back to at another time. Or we could get all the way down into this small daily gap right here between this red candle at Wednesday's high and Friday's low. Between those two, that's a daily gap as well. Price could come right down. That also sits right inside the new week opening gap. So that could be a nice place for price to want to come back to if it comes back down to the bearish side. So some of those levels could be 42.41, what we could look to get back to, or we could look to get back down to 42.17, 42.28 is also a particular area that we could look to get back down to. Let's drop down to an even lower time frame chart. I already marked some things off on this chart to kind of make things fast. Right now we're in very tight consolidation over the night, just 12 points. These are some 15-minute gaps that I have marked. So we could have a situation if we do go bullish, and it's always some, what does he talk about? Accumulation, manipulation, and then you have expansion. So if this is the accumulation and then we look for manipulation, we could possibly, these are just a couple different scenarios. On the bullish side, could come down, taking out this swing low, which is the overnight low. Come down, we could hit inside one of these gaps and then make our way back up to the top to some of those areas that I spoke about as far as on the bullish side. Or who knows, we could get above this little area, this swing high for over the night, or we could get above Friday's high, take out that swing, and then bring ourselves right back down into this. Now if we start to get down to some of these areas, we get past this gap and this gap, we could continue to go for a minute, because as you see, that's a 4-hour gap. That's also, this is a 4-hour chart now, this is a 4-hour gap that's also lining up with the 15-minute gap, and it's a gap down the hour. If we get past that particular area, man, we could keep coming all the way down to this area like I talk about. It's close some of those daily gaps. If you're wondering what these dots are, if you've seen some of my videos before, these represent daily highs and daily lows. Helps me like identify each day. So if we do decide to come to the downside and we get past those two gaps that I spoke about, we could just continue to come on down. it could continue to drop, reprice itself before going back up later on in the week, because I think overall the week is bullish. I think that the liquidity that we're looking for to draw is in this area. I think that's what we're going to look to take out. So that's just some of the things that I'm looking at. Let's go ahead and put a we can go ahead and throw a little eyeball. I'll put it in the middle of those. That's what we can look for price to hit on the bear side, or we could get even lower, and that could be a POI right here as well. So those are the areas that I think we could get to. What is that? 42.78, 42.73, 42.72, 42.67, or I mean, maybe all the way back down to this area, 42.39. If you're feeling real bearish, then we can get all the way down here. There is news at 10, but other than that, that's the only red folder for today. There was no news at 8:30, so we'll see. Me, if I had to pick which side that I think we're gonna come to, I'm really undecided, because the highest draw is right above us. It's right here above us, but price could want to reprice itself, get lower, just to get back down to a discount so they can buy to go back up. Alright, that's the daily draw, man. Hope you enjoy it. Let's come back, see how it plays out. Make your own decision. Watch the charts, study the charts, make smart decisions. Hey man, stay safe out here in these trading streets. Yeah.